9 of Big Boss opens a curtain of suspense, doubt, and many questions that slowly begin to build within the minds of the characters. This state begins with an external calm, but within it lies a heavy tension growing steadily like a slow-burning fire. Every event seems to carry a hidden meaning, and every character appears to carry a burden of emotions and thoughts that are not easily understood. The viewers are left with a sense of uncertainty, wondering what might happen next in this narrative filled with sudden, shocking shifts that are rarely expected. We see Tony arriving before his superior, received with great respect, but behind that veil of respect lies the heavy pressure of interrogation. Although the environment appears normal and disciplined, there is a lingering sense of fear and suspicion hiding between the characters. Between obedience and freedom, between faith and fear, Tony appears to be walking a very thin line between power and downfall. Within him is a mental struggle invisible to others, yet it influences every decision he makes. He lives in a state of silent pressure where every step could lead to success or total ruin. Meanwhile, a state of chaos erupts when someone claims their money has been stolen. This incident starts small but grows rapidly into a major conflict among the characters. Everyone begins to show anger and suspicion, with harsh words dominating the conversation. The atmosphere turns tense, and everyone seems more focused on self-defense than listening, showing how trust is gradually eroding within the group. He attacks his companion with sharp words, openly accusing him of being the thief, but the accused emphatically denies it, defending himself with anger and refusing to be humiliated. The conversation grows heated, with each side trying to prove their truth without direct success. Emotions override logic, and the situation shifts from a regular talk to a conflict that could explode at any moment. The argument intensifies, nearly turning into an open brawl. This event highlights how deep-seated mistrust is growing, and how an environment of fear can drive people to. In another part of the story, we are taken to the hospital where things seem a bit calmer. This tranquility provides a stark contrast to the chaos elsewhere, like a brief breath of peace in the middle of growing darkness. The patient is told they have improved and can be discharged. The doctor gives detailed instructions on care, emphasizing medication, proper nutrition, and close monitoring, which are vital for this stage of recovery. Despite some minor fears from family members who want the patient to stay longer, the decision is made. The patient returns home. Here we see a mix of hope and fear, as returning home could mean recovery or the start of new, unknown challenges. The family appears divided between faith and anxiety regarding the future, but that, as within another family, a major tension arises. A wife tries to start a casual conversation about their missing mother, wanting more effort to be put into finding her. However, her husband takes this as a direct attack on him. Here, we see how a simple conversation can turn into a massive emotional conflict within a family unexpectedly. He becomes enraged, raising his voice with sharp and hurtful words. His anger seems to carry long-term pain that comes out in a sudden explosion. He begins to ask sarcastically what exactly he is expected to do, feeling as though his own pain is being completely ignored and undervalued. The discussion turns into an emotional battle, where the wife is forced to apologize just to prevent the situation from worsening, though the pain remains deep within. This scene clearly shows how internal pain can destroy communication and break the understanding between people who should be closest to one another. It demonstrates how unresolved emotions can explode at any time and ruin relationships. As the story continues, the darkness begins to emerge more strongly. We witness secret plans being made with great care, showing that there are things happening behind the scenes of normal life that are unknown to many. Characters begin to speak with more caution, with every word carrying a sense of danger that could significantly impact their lives. There is talk of searching for a place called the Devil Church, a place claimed to offer quick success and vast wealth. The characters speak cautiously, but their greed is more apparent than their fear. Even when one of them questions the danger of the place, the answer received makes it clear that money is a higher priority than safety, showing how greed can blind the mind and lead to baseless decisions. At the same time, the story of a suffering marriage unfolds in more depth. A woman painfully recounts how she entered the marriage expecting a better life, only to find herself stripped of her freedom, blocked from communicating with those close to her, and forced to live under her husband's strict control. This depicts a silent life of unseen pain with immense emotional weight. She emotionally describes finding out about a funeral late, a situation that broke her heart and hurt her deeply. Here, we see a portrait of a silent life continuing within a person that doesn't easily translate to the outside world, filled with an inexpressible depth of pain. In that same context, a conversation arises that triggers even greater fear. One of the characters firmly believes that someone within their house is a witch and is responsible for the bad things happening. They claim to have received this information through spiritual powers, adding a level of suspicion within the house and causing everyone to look at each other with more caution. Although others try to dismiss these claims, the seed of fear has already been planted. Now, everyone watches one another warily, as if no one trusts anyone anymore. Peace is completely lost, and its place is taken by mutual suspicion. Finally, the narrative brings us to a crucial event, a meeting with a man called Big. This is a man of great influence, known for providing paths to quick success. Two young men follow him with dreams of changing their lives, each carrying a different level of greed and fear. One of them seems ready to cross all boundaries to achieve success, speaking with enthusiasm and showing a great hunger for money and a better life, as if he has nothing left the naked eye but felt through an intuition of caution. Fear grips him, and he chooses to withdraw before sinking deeper into that path. Here we see the vast difference between greed and wisdom, between haste and caution, and between dreams and the harsh reality of life that can change one's fate in a very short time. Finish with a curious and evocative tone. This episode leaves the audience with many questions circling their heads. Will these dark paths lead to success or destruction? Will those who choose to walk away look like fools, or will they save their lives? And will the hidden secrets remain in the dark, or will they be revealed? Overall, episode 29 deeply explores the human journey in battling greed, fear, pain, and difficult choices, leaving us to reflect on which side we would choose if we were in their shoes.